Let's roll, nerds.
Okay. This is case number 3A0110097. This is on for pretrial, and Ms. Liu, what's happening on this case?
Thank you, Your Honor. In this matter, I am raising 1077 at this time. And then my observations or my reasoning behind that is is included in the document on court.
Okay, I'm just gonna, Ms. Kuster, I'm gonna ask you a couple questions, okay?
Okay.
Do you know why you're in custody?
No. Disorderly conduct.
That's the charge.
Mm-hmm.
Did you talk to Ms. Liu about you thought someone was following you?
Oh, no, I've just been bothered, honestly, by the Seattle PD and the court system for quite some time, harassed daily, for the most part. If not by, it's been quite a bit and overwhelming and extremely overbearing and extremely uncomfortable. So I'm doing the best that I can. Like, I don't really have too many. I checked into like a homeless shelter just the other day. And they had checked me out the next day. Prior to that, I've gone to every other place.
Okay. Let me stop you for just a second.
Yeah.
So do you know what Ms. Liu's role is?
I don't know.
Do you know what my role is in these proceedings as the judge?
You make the call, I would say.
Yeah, me.
Okay. And do you know what your options are in terms of resolving this case?
I do not. I had spoken to a officer about 4 days ago, and they said that this charge was nothing major, and that he wasn't, because I don't know exactly why.
Well, in terms of what decisions you would need to make. So you can go to trial or you could plead guilty, right? Does that make sense?
Okay.
Have you ever been through a jury trial before?
Yeah, I don't quite understand what I would plead guilty for due to the fact that I've not done anything wrong. So, yeah.
All right. So if you went to trial, which is your constitutional right, do you know what happens at trial? Can you tell me any part of a jury trial?
No. I mean, no, I don't know. I'm not really I'm not a criminal, so I don't know exactly if you are guilty or not. No, I can't tell. I couldn't tell you, no.
Wow.
All right.
I don't read into the law like that.
What's your level of education? Your highest level?
High school.
Right. And where were you living before you were arrested?
What does that have to do with anything that has to do with my trial or my court?
That's a very good question. That's a very good question. I guess, have you ever been engaged in any mental health treatment?
Actually, my sister is a psychologist at 4.0 Washington State University. So, and I have spoke to various resources, and I do not have a mental disorder. Yeah. But no, yes and no. I don't have I've seen a behavioral therapist, and they send me on my way because I don't have a problem.
Okay, and I didn't mean by the questions to suggest that you do. It's just that your attorney is requesting that you have an evaluation to determine whether you understand the nature of the charges and you're able to assist your attorney in resolving this case. So that's why I'm asking some of these questions. I don't intend in any respect to embarrass you or suggest anything by my questions. So if I offended you in any way, I'm very sorry. But I want to be sure that I in making the right decisions here, okay?
Mm.
Let's see. And have you lived in Washington your whole life?
Again, I do not feel the need to explain anything personal about my personal life.
All right, that's fair enough.
In regards to my trial or whatever this is, you know?
All right, that's fair enough. And just let me talk to the attorneys for a moment now. And the reason that I asked that question is just that I am looking, it looks like she has a case out of Federal Way that is pending, that is in warrant status. That warrant was issued on April 6th. And let me see.
Your Honor, I searched the Seattle Muni website or their portal, and I didn't see that she has any cases pending in Seattle. So I don't know what the nature of her contact with Seattle PD has been, but it apparently is not criminal so far.
Was this the first time that you met with her today, Ms. Liu?
Today was the first time. My office has had other interactions with her, I think on the Federal Way matter, actually. I think we're assigned to that case.
All right. And was there discussion in the course of the Federal Way case of seeking an evaluation?
So the last notes that I have from my office come from 2022, where there was a discussion about it, but competency ultimately was not raised at that time. So that would have been a year ago.
I see.
Yeah.
You know, I think that her answers today, with the exception of the fact that she's not sure what happens at a jury trial, but that is somewhat understandable based on her lack of any significant history. She's also taking issue with some of the questions that I'm asking, which certainly is within her right. So I'm going to deny the motion today. I would ask perhaps, Ms. Liu, if one of your attorneys could, maybe outside of court, if you haven't already, spend a little more time with her and determine, whether or how she wants to proceed on this case. And I can just do a brief set over on this. So let's see. I could set this over to Monday. And the time between now and Monday, unless you have an objection, would be an excluded period until we determine whether or not we actually need an evaluation. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I guess my point of view would be only if 1077 was raised and we decided upon an order that we'd have an excluded period. So I'm asking that between now and Monday not be excluded.
Well, actually, it's the weekend anyway. So, although I guess that would count in terms of calculating speedy trial, but they're not court days. Do you have any objection to not excluding between now and Monday?
It's a good question, Your Honor. The city was going to request that bail be maintained anyway.
Yeah.
It is just a short set over anyway. I suppose
All right. So we won't do anything with speedy trial. I mean, the fact is that competency has been raised. I didn't sign the order, but it's been raised. And I guess at this point, it is pending. If you come back on Monday and you have the same concerns, then I'm likely to sign that order. So that being the case, I think it will just be told at this point because it has not definitively been resolved.